So I can't spell scientific. Actually, it's just rule. The number of sig figs before and after have to be the same. Okay, the number of sig figs before and after must be the same. You must maintain the same number of sig figs. I'll do two examples. So we got 0.00004200. Maybe that's what the calculator tells you. Maybe that's what you do on your own, Sam. So the first thing you have to do is figure out how many sig figs do I have. So where is the guess in this problem? The very last zero. Because those two zeros are to the right of the decimal and to the right of a non-zero. So there's my guess. Those three are significant. So we have a total of 4 sig figs. These zeros are placeholders, they don't count. But I have 4 significant figures here, column. So when I switch it to scientific notation, I must still have 4 sig figs. So I'm going to shift this over, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I shift it over, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I have the number 4.2. How many sig figs are in 4.2? 2. Well, that's not 4. I need to make sure that the number of sig figs stay the same. So it's 4.200. Because this gives me 4 sig figs. So the number of sig figs before and after are staying the same. And then, what's my power? -5. And when I shift to the right, my exponent gets smaller. Okay, when you shift to the right, your exponent gets smaller. If you shift to the left, Natasha, your exponent gets bigger. Okay? Shift to the right, the exponent gets smaller. And -5 is smaller than 0. So it's 4.2 times 10 to the -5. Let's just do one more. $65,000. So how many sig figs are in this number, Kyle? 2. There's the guess. That I'm sure of, 2 sig figs. So when I'm all done, I have to have 2 sig figs. So this number becomes 6.5. That gives me 2 sig figs. Now here I'm shifting to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4. If I shift to the left, my exponent should get bigger. And so it becomes 4. So those are the rules for scientific notation. And now we get to the rules for addition and subtraction. The rule for addition and subtraction. The rule is you round to the least accurate place. In other words, round to the guess furthest to the left. So you round to the least accurate place, or in other words, you're rounding to the guess furthest to the left. So what the heck does that mean? Let's say we've got this math problem. First thing you want to do is line up your numbers vertically. Until you become an expert at this, Bryce? Elder, okay. You weren't here yesterday, that's why. We were doing names. Okay. Suppose we have these three numbers. And then also too, you want to round them to the, or not round them, you want to line them up vertically. Okay, so line your numbers up vertically, Mark, until you become an expert at this. So 6.500, 0.0256, and 420. All right, add these numbers together. So you are going to round to the guess furthest to the left. So that means we have to identify where the guess is. So let's put some units on these. So we're weighed out three different things. 6.500 grams, 0.00256 grams, and 420 grams. We use three different balances here. One balance went out to the thousands, one balance went out to the 10,000ths, and one balance only went out to the tenths place. So here's my guess, here's my guess, and here's my guess. And again, Sarah, until you become an expert, I want you to do it exactly like this. We add the numbers up. Now, what place is furthest to the left? I mean, what guess is furthest to the left? This guy right here, right? This guess is in the thousandths, this guess is in the 10,000ths, and this guess is in the tens place. So for addition and subtraction, we only care about where is the guess, John. And the guess furthest to the left is in the tens. So we will round this number to the tens place. Okay? So this answer becomes 430 grams. That is the final answer. So I know when we first started off, you were asking, well, how many digits should I put down? Okay? This tells you how many digits to put down. So if you put these three numbers into your calculator, this is the number that the calculator is going to tell you. And then, Rachel, you have to apply the rules of sig figs to write down 430 for your answer. It'll be worth a half a point for putting the grams, a half a point for the correct sig figs for the rest of the year on. So do not just write down every single number the calculator tells you. So you have to apply the rules of sig figs, and it's the same thing for subtraction. You round to the guess furthest to the left. Any question on addition before we do multiplication? Okay. The rule for multiplication and division.
You might want to turn the class
I will. Thank you, though. I just want to write that down first. We will do multiplication and division most often, I'd say about 85% of the time. And so then what ends up happening is you guys forget the rule for addition and subtraction. But you guys won't. Other classes have, but you guys won't. The rule for multiplication and division is you round to the least number of sig figs. You round to the least number of sig figs. So for addition and subtraction, you care where the guesses are, Elizabeth. But for multiplication and division, you just care about how many sig figs there are. So let's do this. 2,500 times 4.250 times 14.28 divided by 0.0179 times 8.314. So for multiplication and division, we don't care about the guess, we care more about how many total sig figs there are in each number. So let's just start on the bottom. How many sig figs are in that number there, Sam? The 8.314. Four. Okay, how many sig figs are in this number, Joe? Three. How many sig figs are in this number, Chloe? Four. And how about in this one, Zach? Four. And the first number, there are only two. Those zeros are placeholders. So now we get out our calculator. And we type it in. And I get this number out. So that's the number your calculator will tell you. But now you need to apply the rules of sig figs. And the rule says you round to the least number. Well, we've got 4, 3, 4, 4, and 2. What is the least number of sig figs? 2. So we're going to round this number down to 2 significant figures. Ooh, this is going to be interesting. This is just coincidence, but it's going to be interesting, Joe. So if I round this down to 2 sig figs, so this is a 1 here. So would that round up to this number? Or would it round down to this number?
Round up.
It would round down. This is one of those rare situations where we'd have to put an underline in. Because we're going to round down to 2 sig figs. This number has 2 sig figs. This number has 2 sig figs. But we would round down. If this number was a